Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Batman and the Outsiders, issue number 1 of 12. I have it on good authority. It could go up to 12 issues. Could be less. Could be more. What do you think I'm hoping for? Anyway, guys, perhaps you're on your way out to the comic book store now to go grab your local comic books and whatnot. But yeah, you got the bell notification because, of course, everybody clicks on the bell icon, right? And you're like, oh, Professor Bill's going to talk about the Batman and the Outsiders. Does he like the comic book? No, I love the comic book. This is a really good comic book. Now, pause the video, go get your freaking comic book, come back. I'll be in the middle of talking about who made this comic book. Let's get started on that. We got Lesser Gods Part 1. Brian Hill is on writing duties. Dexter Soy does art. Veronica Gandini on colors. Clayton Cowles doing the letters. And Tyler Kirkham with Arif Prianto on the cover. And Stefan Sajic, the one and only, doing the variant cover. Oh, yeah, baby. And Bill Finger created Batman. All right, so this dude is like some kind of a defensive tackle, and here's this car driving down the highway at highway speeds, and he's just like, what? Boom! Just like hockey checks the car, stops the car, reaches in, grabs Dag, sucks some kind of green life energy out of him, and his dad's last words, Sophia, run. And it's like, you ain't gonna run nowhere, girl. I got you like a vice grip. You know what I'm saying? Grabs her, boom, snatches her up, get over here. And he can't do the same thing to her. I don't know why. Actually, he doesn't know why. I got an idea. Later on, Batman will explain that these people have powers, and there's some of the remaining people left from this big experiment that was going on. So this dude was like, sucking powers from people, I guess. Anyway, it's a weird kind of thing, but, who am I to criticize what, people are into? People are into some weird things, man. Hey, I personally, I like Mirka Andolfo's books, so, there's that. I don't care if that's unnatural or not. There's a pun there. Some of you will get it. What do you call it? This book has 3 major characters. They're major. They're about to be major if they're not. But 3 very excellent characters, established characters, under the ruling dictate of Black Lightning. Here's the thing. Technically, Batman's in charge of this team, isn't he? Or is he? Look, you got Katana, who is... She's cool, man, because she's like a samurai. You know what I'm saying? She's like a samurai. She's a Ronin, but she's cool with being a samurai proper. She's cool following an Oyobun. You know what I'm saying? She's cool following oh crap! Here goes my Japanese. It just slipped from me. But anyway, a daimyo. There we go. She's cool with serving either. She don't care. She's cool. As long as she agrees with the mission, she's going to go out and she's going to take care of the mission. It's one of the reasons why she could be in the Suicide Squad without a freaking bomb in her cerebral cortex. I'm just saying. She seems to be having a problem contacting the soul. I almost said the soul stone. Snap those fingers, man. Thanos. But no, the soul sword. She's got a problem, communicating with the soul sword. And the problem is that her husband's in there. Like that's how... It's a weird sexual relationship, but it's like long distance, but not. Anyway, so she's having a hard time there. So that's going to be something that's I'm imagining is going to wind up affecting her psyche, because and it's probably going to be explored later on. But yeah, like the one thing in life that grounds her besides her discipline is her husband. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, hard time communicating with the soul sword. Yes, I'm down for that. Orphan. Well, she don't talk very much, but that's okay. Not too much happening with her, but maybe there's a whole lot happening with her, but she's just not talking about it, which is typical for her. Then you got Duke. Signal. Here's this dude who just started off as a street Robin, not even a regular Robin, not one of the 4 major Robins, not one of the surrogate Robins like Casey in Frank Miller verse. No, this is just a street Robin who walked around hitting people with a club wearing a motorcycle helmet. Well, he's still got a motorcycle helmet, but it's yellow now. His whole suit is yellow because he's kind of like the daylight Batman. I love Duke. Duke is one of those characters that they have so much trust and faith in this character that he went from a regular old dude to a street Robin to an actual daylight Batman, a sunshine Batman. You know what I'm saying? Donovan with the Sunshine Superman. Shut up. This is Sunshine Batman. And he just straight up, dude, they loved him so much, like, you know what? We're going to give this guy some superpowers too. And it's a very in-line power with the Bat family. So hell's to the yes. Well, now something else is about to happen. We're about to give him a little bit more character development because he's got some problems with Black Lightning being in charge of this group. He only answers to Batman. Here's the problem. Batman doesn't want him answering to him anymore. Batman's like, piss off, dude. You know what I'm saying? You guys are holding me back. You guys are making me weak. Now, you might say, now, some of this stuff didn't happen in the comic books, Professor Bill. You're right. It didn't happen in this comic book. It actually happened back in Detective comic books. Remember when Brian Hill was called Brian Edward Hill? I don't know what happened to the middle name. It's like, you're watching WWE. It's like Andreas Cien Almas all of a sudden becomes just Andreas. Like, what happened to his other names? What happened there? You know what I'm saying? Mustafa Ali is just Ali now. What happened to Mustafa? You know what I'm saying? They're stripping people of the names at this point, man. What's going on? Anyway, so likewise, Brian Hill, back when he wrote that arc for Detective Comics, and that's what put a whole bunch of people on Brian Hill, he wrote this character called Karma, and Karma was a straight badass. You know what I'm saying? This dude he's potentially done, right? But maybe he's not, because he seems to be in Signal's head. Now, maybe that's the only place he's at. Maybe in reality, this is just like something that he left inside of Signal. Maybe this is just, like a PTSD kind of thing for Signal. Maybe this is just something where he, it's a suggestion. Maybe just read the freaking comic books and put this in your pull bin, because that's how you're going to find out, and stop with maybes, all right? Because it's annoying. I know, because I'm in the middle of doing maybes. F maybes, all right? Put it in your pull box. Anyway, I just spit a little bit there. That was weird. That was weird. You ever talk to somebody and you spit on them and they try to ignore it, but you're just like, I just spit on this dude, man. You ever been a big dude? Because big dudes don't tend to ignore that stuff. It's like, yo, man. Anyway, so Black Lightning's got his work cut out for him, because here are three completely different people. The closest you could compare these three people who he's in charge of right now is the fighting style between Orphan and Katana. But let's be realistic. Anybody who knows anything about the martial arts knows that the fighting style between a ninja and a samurai is painfully different. So, no, there's nothing in common with these people except that they want Batman to lead them, but they're stuck with Black Lightning. But why does Black Lightning get to be in charge of these people when he doesn't even want to be in charge of these people? It's because he doesn't trust Batman. This is going to turn into something cool, and I've got it, again, on good authority, maybe a little insider information, but I'm not going to sit here and brag, because honestly, anybody can talk to Mr. Hill. Like, he's such an open guy. It's whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? He'll talk to whoever. Here's the reason why I actually talked about it. I love Tony Isabella, all right? I kind of love everybody, because, I'm a peace-loving beatnik kind of guy, so you can tell by the hair, which is going to be going pretty soon. The hair's going pretty soon. Donating it, go and check out the Kickstarter GoFundMe thing I got. Help out kids with cancer. Anyway, so what have you now? You got Black Lightning, who's created by Tony Isabella. Go check out one of the earliest Explained in Minutes on Comic Book University to learn about Black Lightning if you're not overly familiar with him. Tony Isabella went through a lot to create this character. He went through a lot after the creation of this character. Tony Isabella has been screwed over many times in regards to this character, and he's very, I wouldn't say possessive of the character, but this guy essentially saved DC Comics from just becoming a damn trope. You know what I'm saying? You could say that I'm putting a lot on, a lot of emphasis on the contributions that Tony Isabella's made, but even with just this one character, and he's created a lot of characters. He's been a part of the creation of a lot of characters. Misty Knight is one of those. You know what I'm saying? And he's fair about the creation of characters. He'll tell you when it's like, oh no, it was mostly this guy. I was just, along for the ride, really. All the idea was over there. I don't even think I deserve partial credit for the creation of this character. But with Black Lightning, he's like, no, that was him. That was him. So he loves this character. All right, all the comic books he's written, the only character he really wants to write, for the most part, is Black Lightning. But, it's owned by DC, so it is what it is. So he's very protective of the character. And he doesn't want Black Lightning to be a follower. He's a school teacher or a principal, depending on the continuity that he's in, which crisis we're in between in the DC Comics. He's a very important character, not just to Tony Isabella. He should be a really important character to a lot of us. He broke through a whole lot of stereotypes, and really important character. So he doesn't want it to be a sidekick. I'm happy to report, if I'm a reporter now, well, I do get press passes to comic conventions, so there's that. Happy to report that he will not be an outsider. In fact, the quote that I got from Mr. Hill, and thank you, Mr. Hill, sometimes he watches a review or so, is that this comic book is mostly going to seem like, and in some ways be, Batman versus the Outsiders. I don't know why that wasn't the solicit for this comic book, man, because I read that. Whew, I'm glad I was sitting down. I still almost fell down. This is a really good comic book. And like I said, if you are, actually, you should be on your way back from the comic book store by now. I mean, Jesus Christ, how far do you live away from your freaking comic book store? My God, man. You should have this comic book in your possession, and you should definitely call up if you made the mistake. And I'm sure it was just an oversight on your part. You should have this book on your pull list. This looks good. From the very beginning, this comic book just looks absolutely effing awesome. So, yeah. Sorry, should we talk about the art? Sure. Let's talk about what Dexter Soy has done in this book. Let's just look at this. This is Sophia. This is her dealing with a person with a gun to her face and all the emotions that she's going to feel. Look, I'm going to tell you straight up. There's a good possibility that Mr. Soy may have had a gun put in his face at some point. I don't know the man. But as a person who's had 2 guns put in his face, I could tell you that the range of emotions that you get when you have a freaking gun in your face, oh yeah. The second time it happened, I was already in the military. I was actually already out of the, well, no, I was still in. But anyway, yeah, I'd already gone through my training as a soldier, and you still get a range of emotions going through you because holy crap, it's like your story's about to end. Like here comes the period. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful art. Beautiful art. This whole entire book. You ever think that a book belongs in a museum? You know what I'm pointing to, right? Look, good book. Definitely go and get this book. Have this in your pull list. Don't miss on this one. Don't do that to yourself. Don't sleep on this one. There's a lot of good books. I remember in the This Week in Comics that I did yesterday, right now. There were some people talking about, oh man, looks like I don't have anything on my, anything to buy. I'm going to save some money this week. Well, that's a shame. That's a genuine shame because you are missing out on something that here's an issue number 1 on the shelves right now, and I promise you at some point this book is going to go up in value. So if nothing else, buy it just to to brag, hey, I got issue 1 of Batman and the Outsiders, check it out. What do you mean there's a couple of new characters in here? What do you mean there's a couple of new bad guys in here? What do you mean that there's a bunch of, what is going on here? Oh wow, hey, this is actually a good story. Thank me later. Drake's Canadian. I'm an honorary Canadian. Anyway, guys, that's about it for me. Oh, one more thing. Bob Kane also created Batman. Why did I wait so long to share that Bob Kane also did it? How long did Bob Kane wait to say that Bill Finger was also a part of the creation of Batman? Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.